jam! Hello again and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is episode 503 of the Mana Pool. That was the appropriate amount of excitement, yes.
Thank you.
Lord. What was I saying? This is episode 503 of the Mana Pool. I am Chewy, the lead dork, and with me, as always, are, well, as most of the... Oh, there's other dorks here.
Hey, I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler, tangent master, and fellow dork, and I am here with something witty to say that Mike will pick up on. Go, Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the lore guy.
That was
very
way funny.
witty. Yeah. Good job.
So yeah, Mike is not actually with us just yet. He should arrive at some point, but we didn't want to delay any longer to wait on him. He had other things going on tonight that would mean he'd be late, but not miss the show. So yeah, but he'll introduce himself when he gets here. Actually, he won't. I won't let him. He's the rules guy and the game lore guy, and he'll be the voice that you haven't heard yet that you'll hear later.
Not my voice.
Not him. We'll tell you who he is in a minute.
Well, in the meantime, I am Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive in moral comps of the group, and I'm here this week.
Yay!
Woo!
I love it when Dirk's here.
We missed you, Dirk.
So yeah, that mystery voice that you heard. If you've been doing the magic podcasting thing for a very, very long time, then you will easily recognize his voice because he used to be and might still be. No, I think Bill finally passed you at some point. Our most frequent guest host here on the Mana Pool. You actually heard his voice on episode 500 because he sent us an audio thing. I never put the Rob thing up on the feed. Whoops, I gotta do that tonight. Anyway, he sent us an audio clip to insert in episode 500. Well, I don't think that's what he wanted us to do with it, but that's what I did with it. Ha!
Actually, that is what I wanted you to do with it. I've gone from plugging other people and other shows and whatnot to just occasionally, stroking my own ego.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody's got to, right?
It doesn't happen in my house otherwise, yes.
So yes, we are joined by our old friend. Not old as in he's old, although
I'm old.
We're all old at this point. But no, one of our old internet friends, Eric of many names.
Yeah, that'll work.
He's got a lot.
He's got lots.
Yeah.
More than you, probably.
Who, me?
Right now, you can find me on the Twitters as Eric MTGcast, because once upon a long time ago, I actually used to do podcasting and promote podcasts that are on MTGcast and stuff like that. And now I'm just too lazy to change my name, and it's my handle pretty much everywhere. So yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, he was one of the regulars on Monday Night Magic way back in the day. And like I said, he was a frequent guest host on this show. For a very long time, you held the number of most guest appearances, but I swear, I think when we counted it up a few hundred episodes ago, Bill had passed you.
Yeah, I was like the original podcast tour before Lansdale.
Yeah. And even he mellowed out eventually.
It gets tiring.
Insert joke about podcast hoe mileage. Anyway. So...
See, for me, I immediately go to the, I just flew in from Vegas and boy, are my arms tired kind of image almost. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to picture what exactly would be tired. Your mouth?
Okay. Nope. All right. Good night, everybody.
Because, you're wagging your tongue when you talk. So
anyway. My God. Okay. All right. Everybody be quiet. That's this episode. Come back next week when we talk about other stuff. So, real
nostalgia.
Quick, I want to get this out early. Next week, our episode will go up on April the 9th, which is Monday. So, early release people will not get an early release for next week's episode. Everyone will get it on midnight on Sunday, midnight Eastern time, because we have our very own exclusive Dominaria preview card. Yay!
I actually am legit excited for that. So,
which I guarantee will be either red, white, blue, green, or non-colored.
I can neither confirm nor deny any of that. like literally they won't let me.
I feel pretty safe in my assertion.
I still can't comment, so.
Because I have seen not this card. Unless it's a reprint, in which case I may have seen it, just don't know it.
What I can tell you is that it's a card in Dominaria that we will be talking about next week.
So cryptic,
right?
So we don't have a preview. We don't have a preview for Oath of the Gatewatch. That's good to know.
Yeah. I mean, we could make one up for Oath of the Gatewatch. It was
Ooh, I want Oath of what was the good one? Chandra.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this week, however, I think first, hey Eric, how have you been? What you been up to? Anything worth talking about?
I have been parenting.
Nice.
That's pretty much parenting and taxiing my children is pretty much my life. So.
Oh, that's oddly similar.
Earning money so that my children can spend it. That also.
How old are your kids?
My children are 17 and 15. So my son has his driver's license and is looking at colleges. He wants to be a marine biologist, so he's looking at colleges in Florida. And is
he going to take underwater basket weaving?
I don't think so, but if he did, I'm sure he'd get an A. So
spoken like a true dad.
And then I think he had a video interview with Hawaii Pacific, University of Hawaii Pacific today. So, nice. But I don't know.
The University of North Carolina at its Wilmington campus is very, very all about its marine biology program. Because when I was touring there, they want to talk all about that, and I'm like, I'm not going to be a marine biologist, and they're like, we get it. And over here's where they filmed Dawson's Creek. So.
It is funny though. He sorts his college mail by basically landlocked, you go in the trash. Not landlocked, I'll look at you.
Well, Wilmington is on the beach, so all right. And then
my daughter wants to get her learner's permit, so that will be frightening. But we've already determined that I am no longer the person who will be showing the children how to drive. We figured that out with my son. So.
Well, Carrie tells me that when it's Sam's turn to learn to drive, she will refuse to teach her, so it has to be me. And I'm like, thanks.
Well, that's how we thought it was going to work in my house too. And then we realized that I suck at giving instructions on how to drive. So I'm decent at driving. I won't say good, but I can avoid accidents and things like that. I haven't gotten a ticket in a very long time.
I mean, what? Sorry, it's the lawyer.
And I understand, but being able to articulate, how to execute upon that, not really great. Kind of sad that my original vocation I thought was going to be being a teacher. So, yeah.
Oh my god! You know what? I can totally see that being the case with Brian too.
and so
put the thing in the thing. Turn the thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing.
Not that thing. Are you trying to kill us all?
Yeah, and I mean, I have that fear too, even though we're 10 years out. But Carrie just refuses to do it because she finds the thought of it too stressful. So now maybe when we get there, she'll feel differently. But
now we did hire people to train my son as well, so there's that. But there is the initial showing how to drive things and whatnot that I did. That was probably terrifying for my son. So
I didn't want to drive. After taking lessons from my mom and dad, love you guys, I didn't want to drive. I was like, why do all my friends want to learn how to drive? Because this is terrifying. My dad seemed to be yelling at me the whole time, and my mom just yelled, faster, 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 slow down. And then my dad also thought if I learned how to drive a stick, then everything else would just fall into place. And then his next thought was if I learned how to drive a stick starting on a hill, not in a parking lot like everybody else, but on a hill, then I could do it anywhere, which meant that I took up half the hill with me when I finally figured out how to shift. And it was a miserable experience. And luckily, the first car I got was not a stick. And I doubt I could drive a stick now if my life depended. Maybe if my life depended on it. But otherwise, it's probably not happening. So,
yeah, that sounds terrifying.
I'm sure everybody has had a learning to drive type story.
Probably.
So.
But this is not learning to drive.
I was about to say, welcome to Teaching Your Kids to Drive, the podcast.
This week we're talking about vehicles.
Yeah, so the last thing I'll say regarding my kids is back on topic, good job, is that my daughter is taking up playing lacrosse. So,
cool.
Oh, dude, so she can hit people with a stick.
Very physical.
Yeah, and then so she's the only girl on the field that actually gets to wear armor, though, because she's going to be a goalie. So, yeah.
Oh, so she's encouraged to hit people with a stick. Nice.
Or only if they come into her area. Whatever, you know? I don't think she's allowed to leave and charge down the field.
Actually, she can. She can go charge down the field. You're allowed to do that as a goalie in lacrosse.
See, I don't know the rules for lacrosse, and now I'm infinitely afraid and will never play lacrosse. I was going to anyway.
Boys lacrosse is even more terrifying. So yes, Anyway, that's enough about me.
So yeah, this week I think Brian has something special ? For us.
I've got a Mad Lib. Everybody loves Mad Libs, right? And Eric hasn't been with us in a long time. And Eric, you like Mad Libs, right?
I love Mad Libs.
So, now I don't know that this one is the most in-depth one we've ever done. But I figure we'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully Mike will be with us before too long. But, it's free form for those of us that haven't, for those of you, not us, because we've all done one, but for those that haven't listened before and you haven't heard us do a Mad Lib, because we don't do them every week, it's, whereas when you play a Mad Lib with your friends and you've got a list, it's like, give me a noun, give me a verb, all that. I ask for specific types of magic cards. Sometimes the categories are very broad, and sometimes they are very specific. And this time I actually went quite specific with some of these. So you got to pay attention to what I'm asking for. And then hopefully at the end, we'll find out that this all amounts to something really, really funny. So,
and I have to say, because I sent a Mad Lib into you guys a long time ago, and they are hard to put together. So kudos, Brian. I'm looking forward to this.
I find that some of them almost literally leap off the computer as I'm typing. I'm I almost can't type them fast enough because I'm just killing it. And then other times I'm just because you have to think, okay, you kind of almost picture a sentence in your head, and then you start removing nouns and verbs and what sort of thing could almost get you there, just so the story kind of makes sense, but you want to leave enough interpretation that it can be hilarious when you get something in there.
When Koth shows up as the fairy princess. Yeah.
Yes. Koth and Gristlebrand tend to make some appearances. And that guy.
Chewie's first card, why don't you?
Well, I hope not, because are we ready to
go? Yeah, sure. Now, for those of you that are here for Dominaria, don't worry. I've actually just now decided that before Brian finishes, we're just going to randomly talk about some Dominaria stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
Just to torment Brian, because it takes him forever to write down card names anyway.
It does. Although I'll tell you, this time I'm going to do something different where I've actually got it up on the computer and I'm going to type it in. So, but even still...
So apologies, listeners, for the typing sounds.
But it also, it takes me a while to, type words as well. So I will try and do it as quietly as possible, but Chewie's right. And then I've got to make sure it's going into the right spot and all that, because it's a nightmare if it doesn't go into the right spot.
Yeah, for those couple of listener Mad Libs that I did where I missed one. Oh God, why does this not make sense? Oh, give me a enchantment quick. I missed a space. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. So.
But, and as always, the first word that I hear clearly, or first card name that I hear clearly that is also correct, goes in regardless of whether something funnier comes up later or anything like that. We just got to keep things moving, and that way it's fair to everybody. So
this is where Southern Comfort is going to play a role in my participation.
Yeah. So. And at least one person may or may not be using the random card generator on Gatherer. That is within the rules, as long as everybody is participating. We don't want anybody to, not have a word in for 20-some answers. So, any other questions before we get going?
I will say one cool thing about the random card generator is if you open it in a new tab, it puts the card name in the top of the tab. So,
so you can, but then you got to be careful about oh, look, this one came up, but then you're like, hey, no, Rift Bolt isn't actually an instant, is it? So, wait, is it?
I don't know.
Is Rift Bolt an instant?
I was muted.
Okay, but my point is that you have to make sure that whatever you're saying does actually, like, because sometimes
No, I don't have to do that. You have to do that.
Okay, but we have all been there where you're like, I need a so-so, and somebody's like, oh, it's this thing, and then somebody, usually Mike, is like, that's not right, and everybody's like seriously, 2 or 3 people are like, really? Because you have it in your head. Oh, of course. Counterspell is an instant. No, it's actually a sorcery with flash. Who knew?
It's an interrupt, yes.
Yeah. So.
Dark Ritual's a mana source.
All right. Are we ready?
Rift Bolt's a sorcery, by the way. And yeah.
Aha. Okay. Well, I certainly hope you don't answer with your favorite creature here, because it would be ineligible. First, I am looking for a troll.
Eric.
Golgari Grave Troll.
Damn it. Dr. Jeebus.
Golgari Grave Troll. First printed in Ravnica and not at all busted. Didn't they take that off of the ban list in not extended in modern?
And eventually it went back on.
It went back on because it's like, yeah, we gave you guys a shot, and yeah, there's a reason why it was here.
If you were telling me if it was the ban list, I'm like, I need to put together a deck while we're talking.
All right. Moving right along. Gentlemen, ladies, I think just gentlemen tonight. I need a start your engines. I need a sorcery.
Insurrection.
Boo.
That is a sorcery.
Boo.
I have some history with Insurrection where that was the rare, and maybe you guys, a listener, has had this experience where every time I would crack a pack, almost like literally 3 out of 5 times, it was Insurrection.
Yeah,
I probably had
quite the collection of insurrections by the time he was done cracking.
Probably could have.
Was that Onslaught?
It was Onslaught.
Yeah.
You know how some people after Revised could like wallpaper with Atogs? So it wasn't quite that bad, but it was many more than I would ever need in even lots of decks. Now, ironically, I think I ended up trading a lot away. Insurrection is so good in multiplayer, I kind of wish I had more, but at the time I just had a lot. And it's expensive. It's super expensive. So, all right. Next thing I need. Hey, Mike's not here, so this should hopefully actually work this time. I need a step or phase of the turn.
Draw
Step. Not
Eric's turn. No, wait.
I gave people a chance to say something.
It's true. Well, I just the running joke is anytime I ask them for that, somebody inevitably, or usually more than one person, Mike's turn. I'm like, ha ha ha. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Dirk, you doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure. I need a creature type.
Night.
As opposed to day.
By the way, speaking of nights, did you guys see the history of Benalia?
That art is so freaking beautiful.
I did.
That art is so freaking beautiful, but like, did you see
the card is yes. Dirk, weren't you saying that this was one of your favorite cards from the set? Should we talk about what it does real quick?
Yeah, awesome. Hell yeah.
Sure.
Hey Dirk, tell us about the history of Benalia.
So History of Benalia is an enchantment saga. It's mythic. For 1 and 2 white, it's so with the saga it has the 3 chapters. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first chapter and the second chapter both say create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. And then the third chapter, knights you control get +2/+1 until end of turn.
So on 3, you play it and you get a 2/2 vigilant knight.
Just straight up.
And then next turn you get another one. And then the next turn, all of your knights, not just those 2, get an unholy strength, which I find hilarious, by the way.
Oh, that is fun.
So let's say Magical Christmas Lands, you play this on 3, and you get a 2/2.
Well, Llanowar Elves, but yeah.
You still need 2 white. Yeah.
Putting White Knight out.
So anyway,
or maybe Silver.
Anyway, on 3.
On 3, you play this, you get a 2/2. Next turn, you attack for 2, get another one. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now you've dealt 2 damage. Next turn, you get to swing for 8. That's 10 damage potential with no other knights for 3 mana.
Something else that I realized about Sagas that I actually realized while I was reading History of Benalia, some of these sagas are expensive. Follow the Thrawn is one. Time of Ice costs 4. But focusing on this one, this is the one that made me realize all those sagas are kind of lumped in with the legendary theme here, especially with what's that keyword where you get something back? It's on the historic permanence. They're considered historic. However, they are not legendary. Chewy, I do you one better. I play History of Benalia on turn 3, and I play another one on turn 4.
Yup.
So I get a 2/2. Next turn, I get a 2/2, and then I get another one when I play the next history. And then for the next 2 turns after that, my knights are getting +2/+1. And then, because they are enchantments, like a sorcerer's an instance that those are very limited as far as what things can get them back from the graveyard. Some things do it, but there are a lot more things that will allow you to get a permanent card, like for example the Guardians of Koilos, as well as other things that say return an enchantment from your hand, from the graveyard to your hand, or from the graveyard to the battlefield, that let you basically reuse this. And the thing I love about reusing in Sagas is you're basically almost reusing 3 cards because you get each of those chapters again. So yeah, I feel like this one at first glance, I don't know that I really got why it was mythic, and then I thought about it and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it, because it's just if no other reason, limited would be stupid if this was at any lower rarity.
Just quite possibly
stupid. Oh,
and of course the art is just insane.
Just insane.
Noah Bradley and his crazy nightly stained glass window look here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's really interesting because all of the saga cards play into some part of Dominaria's history. And the Benalia were the country that Gerard Caption grew up in, right?
No idea.
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
That is totally correct. Let's say.
Okay.
Hey, I'm the game lore guy. It's good.
Oh, right.
Do we want to say anything more about the history of Banality, either the card or the context, or do we want to keep going with the...
I hope you have the saga in your Mad Lib.
Hold on. Well, there are times where I ask for something that the saga could possibly fit into.
Oh, okay.
So,
like enchantment.
Yes. For example, the next card I need is a black aura.
Unholy Strength.
Oh, nice.
I heard that's a mana source. No.
You have been misinformed. Wasn't Holy Strength the one that had the pentagon printing?
Yeah, it had the pentagram on it.
In some of the printings.
Yeah. In, was it 4th or Revised where they took it out?
I think it was 4th. Revised, they didn't realize they were offending people yet. Just like, people still want our cards. Yes.
Well, this was before the internet. Could you imagine a card being printed in alpha, beta, unlimited, revised, any number of times today with something like that on it? By the time you got to 4th edition, people would be picketing outside your offices. I think I heard a little bit about, you don't want to play that game because that game's evil.
It's the devil's game.
I don't know. I don't even know that the pentagram would cause that much stir nowadays.
Yeah.
No, it's just a kid's card game. Whereas back then, everyone's parents have had Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards these days, so parents wouldn't think as hard about it. Obviously, since they brought back demons. You remember for a long time they got rid of demons.
Yep, and we had horrors instead.
Yeah, but they brought back demons, and they printed a card that says sacrifice a human. I think it'll be all right these days.
And that card didn't have a pentagram on it, so
Which it probably should have.
Yep.
Wait, I mean nothing. But yeah, I love the 4th edition art because it's just a dude Like, because all they did was like Photoshop. This is before Photoshop. They like Photoshopped out the pentagram and it's just a dude on an orange background. Like, lame.
What makes it unholy? Well, he's really
the title.
Yeah. All right. I need a non-legendary creature from Kamigawa block.
Those don't exist.
Hanakami of Ancient Law.
Okay, I heard. I think Eric started to speak first, but I didn't even hear what he said. All I heard was Hanakami from Chewy.
Yeah.
But Eric, what were you saying?
I was saying Kami of Ancient Law, but go with Hanakami.
I'll go with the Hanakami.
Because I was not articulate enough.
Hana, it's the Southern Comfort.
How do you spell Hana?
H-A-N-A.
H-A-N-A. What did that
It's like
do?
Ohana without an O.
It means no one gets left behind?
Well, without the O, it means that you get...
You get left
things
behind?
back from the... You get spirits back? I forget, actually.
Oh, did it have the Resoul or whatever that ability was? Unsoul?
Resoul.
Resoul.
You could
That's
pay...
Resouls!
You pay 1 and a green and sacrifice it to get an arcane card from your graveyard to your hand. And then
Mike
you used Soul Shift to get it back.
Yeah, Mike had that crazy deck that would just... You would rebuy Hanakami over and over and over again with the unearthed spell with that you would then splice some other spell onto. So basically, you got the extra spell forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really cool deck, and it was kind of frustrating to play against because once you got set up, you really couldn't do anything about it. But that was within a couple of years of me starting to play, so it was a really good example from somebody I knew of. Hey, look at what you can do with this. So, all right, I need an enchantment.
Oath of Nissa.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oath of Nissa.
It was in this stack of cards that's near me.
Hacks.
So is it spoiler territory to mention one of the story articles that went up last week? And by last week I mean the first week. Like, this was the first Dominaria story. Are we okay to talk about that at least a little bit?
It's been on the internet for a week.
I think you're the only person here who cares about the story.
So at the beginning of this, we see after losing badly to Nicol Bolas, we see Liliana, Gideon, and Chandra and Nissa have planeswalked to Dominaria. Gideon is the last one to arrive because he was the last one to be fighting Nicol Bolas, and Nissa decides she's had enough. And in leaving the group, she tells them, my watch has ended. And she leaves. And there's an art of a card that we haven't seen yet, but there's an art up on that article, and she's walking away. And something that almost looks like the glyph that she made when she took her oath is like on the ground. And that bugged me for some reason. Not that I had a problem with it from a story perspective, but that really bothered me. And then somebody else was talking to me, another attorney was talking to me about Game of Thrones. Since then, I was like, oh yeah, because that's what the members of the Night's Watch in Game of Thrones, when they die, they say his watch has ended. So I thought it was kind of interesting that they chose the exact same phrase, from popular culture to use for her. My watch has ended. And I'm like, that bugged me. It bugged me because I was like, I've heard, when you've heard something and you're like, I know that that's from something. Just me? Just me. Okay.
It's just you.
All right. Well, then.
You have to remember you've heard something for that to have an impact.
Yeah, that's my problem.
There you go. Give me an artifact.
Ooh, Hellvault.
Yeah. You're just waiting on that one?
That was my first random card entry.
Hellvault. What was that from? I feel like that doesn't make mana, does it?
What, really?
Oh, the one from Innistrad.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It was made from the moon. Yes, it was nice shiny moon rock. Okay.
Yeah, where all the demons and Avacyn and it turns out Nahiri were all angry and trapped.
Yeah. The story really revealed that Sorin stuck Nahiri in the Hellvault was a huge twist. It was like, oh, that's why she wants to break everything now, because she's been stuck in a Hellvault for thousands of years. Yeah.
That would do it.
Yeah. Well, Give me an incarnation creature.
I'm not giving one this time.
Filth.
That is one of the favorites for Mad Libs.
I like it.
Smells like filth.
Stink.
Give me a
window. You're letting all the stank out.
Give me a card that has. Whoa!
What was that? Was that Mike?
I think that was Mike. Was it Mike?
Yes, that's
It was Mike.
Quick, Mike, name
here.
a card that Brian tells you the type of.
I'm actually not asking for a type.
Oh.
Give me a card that has a red-white hybrid in its mana cost.
Oh no, that doesn't work.
Goblin Legionnaire.
That's the. Wait, is that the one?
Is that the one drop? No, that's not right.
No, that's
That's the one from Invasion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no
I got that
hybrid.
wrong.
What's the little one-drop hybrid dude?
He's also a Goblin Soldier.
Goblin Pike Master? No.
No.
Spite Mare
Wait,
is not the one guy, but he is a red-white hybrid guy.
That is the first valid answer we've given. Yes.
No,
Okay.
we gotta.
But
no, we gotta get the one we were thinking of. Damn it, because it's gonna drive me up the wall.
Okay.
So it's a 1/1 with first strike, right?
Yeah. Boros Legionnaire.
Boros Legionnaire. Is that it?
Boros Lee.
Apparently not.
I don't want to use this card.
That doesn't come up with anything. Boros Recruit. Boros Recruit. Okay. Sorry, Spite Mare. But if someone is trying to recall the name of something, then
Also, hi Mike.
Hey,
Mike. He's the rules guy and not the tangent master guy. And Chewie said that when you came, he wasn't going to allow you to introduce yourself. So too bad.
Okay.
That's because I took your place.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. You've been voted off the island.
Dang it.
Just put in your torch.
Hey, I've been a level 1 judge, and I've been playing since Alpha. I think I qualify for rules guy and game lore guy.
Wait, you're a level 1 judge?
I used to be.
Weren't you?
I might still be. I don't know if I've lapsed yet.
Then weren't you banned? Weren't they all the judges banned?
No, I was not banned.
No, only Perlman's crew.
I was not active enough to be banned.
Oh.
Yeah, Eric's not a criminal. You're thinking of Brian.
Oh yeah. That's
I may be a criminal, but I'm not banned from Magic.
That sounds like a campaign slogan if I've ever heard one.
Oh man!
Remind me of campaigns when we get to final thoughts.
All right. What? On that note, I need a character from the Boros Legion.
I only know of like 2.
We'll name one of them.
Flame something angel?
Flake? That's not a character. Agris Kos.
Oh, that's good.
I can't think of the boss's name.
Razia.
That was it. I was like, Rhea? No, that's the wrong one.
Well, and I was curious if anyone was going to name Feather, but she doesn't actually appear on
that was the Flame Blade Angel, Feather, right?
She was one of them.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Fire Main
I knew what I
Angel.
was talking about.
Fire.
Fire Main Angel.
Okay,
whatever.
yeah.
Okay. I will stick with
Mike.
Agros Kos.
I think that's a good plan.
Did you see the history of Benalia?
Maybe.
It's a song. We actually talked about it.
Beautiful stained glass window art.
I think so.
It makes night.
Scroll up in the chat. The card image gallery is there if you don't have it already.
Oh, the card image gallery. Okay.
Quick spam the chat so we can't find it.
These are a few of my favorite things.
What? Who's typing boobies in the chat? What's wrong with you people? It was me.
It's not me. I haven't had quite enough liquor for that yet.
It's taking too long to load. I don't know. I just started my computer up a couple minutes before I dinged into Discord, so it's probably
okay.
Still
well, if you take a background. If you'll just when you pull it up, go, oh yeah, that's terrible. I don't like it all. Why do you guys like it? So, but real quick before I get to the next one, have you guys seen Power Stone Shard in Artifacts?
It's really cool.
No,
I didn't see this one until we were doing this today. I didn't see where it was previewed. That's really interesting. For three generic, it's an artifact. It's common, and you can tap it to add a colorless mana for each artifact you control named Power Stone Shard. So it's like Cloud Post.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an artifact Cloud Post.
It's an artifact, so it has a mana cost. It's not a land. You can't play it on turn 1. But it comes in untapped. So
Well, and 3 mana for 1 for a mana rock is one of the costs that they usually use. Now it's not a great cost, but it is playable.
Yeah, but it's playable. And then when you play the second one,
then it's busted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because each one will make 2. Go ahead. I'm
Mike. Seeing history of Bonelli now. I did see it. It was in the video with that interview with Mark Rosewater and Richard Garfield. That was on the main page a day or 2 ago.
Ooh, how was that
one of the
video?
Ones they talked about. It was good. It was a nice talk. I think I think whoever edited it left in a few too many yeahs from the interviewer, but
all right.
Were they actually able to be edited out? Because I know Rosewater oftentimes starts talking again, so maybe there wasn't enough space.
That's a good point. There might not have been enough space to do it.
Well,
if they edited those out, it might have just been Mark going on the entire time with no cuts.
Well, and certainly if you see another card here that you think is appropriate, you want to mention, we can go ahead and do that. But otherwise, we'll keep moving. I need a Planeswalker.
Nahiri the Harbinger.
Nahiri the what?
Harbinger, whatever. Who cares?
It was like Harbinger, really? My heart's been blowed. I went outside with that hat.
She brings the horror.
She also was in this pile of cards.
Hey, did anybody bring horror? No, I just brought soda. You were supposed to bring the horror.
You were the Harbinger. You were the chosen one.
And then
I spent formative years in the South. You can't expect me to pronounce words correctly.
Chewy, thank you so much for reminding me of episode 3.
We live here. Hey, Mike.
Yes.
There's another card here in the card image gallery that now that you're here, I want to point out to you because it should make you happy on 2 axes.
What's that?
Homerid Explorer.
Yeah.
Homerid Explorer, yes.
Yes, I saw that one. I'm like, yeah.
Very useful.
Well, and so go ahead and tell us about it because it's such a Mike card on both fronts.
So it's a hill giant. It's a 3/3 for 3 and a blue, and it's also a Homerid Scout. And when it enters the battlefield, target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard.
God, that's so much easier than his or her library into his or her graveyard.
Yes. And the first thing I thought of when I saw this was, wow, it's a Homerid, and the art makes it look huge. And then my second thought was, Mike loves Homerids. And my third thought was, this says target player.
Self-mill.
Mike can mill himself. Yes. And I'm just like,
it's almost as good as drawing cards.
So
Mike, I love drawing cards.
I think, Mike, this is for you.
Yes.
If you don't play with this at the pre-release, I will be disappointed.
Well, I mean, I'd have to have a reason.
And it's a common, right?
It's a common. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have plenty of reasons. It's a common. You just there's only 1 blue mana. You can splash that puppy.
And what's the flavor text?
It says, Homerids spread northward from Sarpedia as the climate cooled, raiding coastal settlements for supplies. And it's a quotation from a document called Time of Ice, which is another one of the sagas here.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Time of Ice.
So I do remember wondering out loud during one of our last episodes whether something else that had a quotation on it. I'm like, ooh, is there maybe going to be a saga for that? For whatever it's quoting?
Yeah, there was Chainer's Torment on Cast Down.
There, yes.
Which we haven't seen yet, but that's a distinct possibility, as each color is clearly getting multiple sagas, or the ones we've seen so far. So
it looks like they may have vertical cycles because I've seem to have mythics, rares, and uncommons. So
well, they have also revealed Time of Ice. Do you want to talk about it, or should we move to the next part of the Mad Lib?
Oh, give us another blank to fill, and we'll move to Time of Ice.
Well, this one I think is interesting. So, Mike, before you got here, I did mention that I'm going to take a different tact with some of these and get a little more specific, or I might ask for things that are a little more unconventional. So, right now, I would like for you to name a creature card that you feel that the creature, no shame, is ugly.
Spinal Villain.
Yep.
Spinal Villain it is. Now I need to look up that art.
No, you do not. Nobody needs to look up Spinal Villain ever, as everyone looks
I'm going to hate myself in a minute. Spinal.
Yeah, that's
him. Parasite. There's lots of spinal things. Great,
Yeah,
awesome.
he's got butts for eyes. Like,
Too many butts.
The fact that Mike knew this one just right off the top of his head
Says he's been scarred as a child.
Well, then let's get that over before we go back to Dominaria. Then
That's what I used to use for Mad Libs all the time, but I made myself stop using it for a while. I just had to bring it out.
And I forgot about it. So you're sure you've used this before? Because now I don't think I'm ever going to not see this.
Yeah.
So, well, before we go back to Dominaria, quick, somebody give me a green instant, please, for the love of God. They better not have Spinal Villain on it.
oh, never mind.
Is it a green
Fresh
instant? Okay.
Ooh. Well, that's the gain life equal something.
Is that meat like fresh meat, like meat up at the bar, or meat,
like eating?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's a different context entirely.
I thought that's the one that makes beast tokens based on stuff that's died this turn.
Right.
Yes,
I knew it had something to do with
Yes.
things that died this turn.
See, now I almost want to make an app called Fresh Meat, where it's like a hookup type app.
Baby.
Like Tinder.
Well, yeah, but okay, maybe not like hookup, like more just like casual acquaintances. Hey, you want to go hang out? But
So you're saying you want to make an Ashley Madison app?
Wow, taking it old school with the Ashley Madison.
Hey, they were in the news recently.
Were they? I thought.
Yeah.
I thought
I'm pretty sure they were in the news recently because they were trying to get in the news.
You're telling me they didn't. You're telling me they
Wasn't it
didn't.
a credit card breach?
You're telling me they didn't shut down after last time?
No.
Nah.
All right. Well,
Really?
It befuddled him.
okay. Give me give me a black aura, please. And Mike, they've already named Unholy Strength earlier, so
Okay.
What are we looking for? A black what?
a black aura.
Aura.
Torture.
That one comes up quite a bit.
Such a fun word to just have in a Mad Lib.
And yeah, it comes up in some sort of strange and crazy places. So
Yeah. Okay. So Time of Ice
okay.
is another saga. This one's uncommon. And remember, Time of Ice, I'm going to assume, is talking about the Ice Age.
One would
would think.
suspect. Yes.
For 3 and a blue, chapters 1 and 2 are tap target creature and opponent controls. It doesn't untap during its untap step for as long as you control Time of Ice. So theoretically,
wow.
3 turns.
Yeah.
And then on chapter 3, you return all tapped creatures to their owner's hands, which I
Wow.
find.
So don't
Hilarious.
attack the turn on turn 2.
Well,
'cause you
unless
get to
you've
untap.
got lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you get everything back that has enters the battlefield triggers, and then you can replay them. So
That's true.
I mean,
And maybe you play History of Benalia on 3, so you have some vigilant dudes.
your stuff untaps before you get to 3.
Yeah, you have lore counters at the beginning of your pre-combat menu.
that's true.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anything
Oh, wow,
you
that's
want to
sweet.
return, anything you want to return of yours, you've got to go ahead and get it tapped in the meantime.
Some other way. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's a good point. See, this is what I was saying about Mike being here and like pointing out stuff that's very obvious. Now, in the context I was saying it before, Mike, I was
Except
saying
I said that.
Well, no, I was using the. Wait, you said that? Not
I'm
Mike?
the one that said your stuff will untap before
Oh.
the trigger. But
Well,
we
it seemed
assume
like
it was Mike because Mike is always
It seemed
right.
like- It seemed like such a Mike thing to say. So
I was thinking it.
you were thinking it. Well, then, Mike, why don't you think up a story spotlight card for the Mad Lib?
Oh, God.
What the hell is a story spotlight?
Inventor's Fair is the first one that comes to mind.
There you go.
Inventor's Fair. Any card that is considered a story spotlight card will be noted as such at the bottom. Have you not seen these before, Eric?
No.
When did those start? Was it
Good question.
Was it Battle for Zendikar?
maybe?
Maybe.
I mean, I may have seen them and just not known, but I mean, I have sealed product from Ixalid. That looks like a core set.
Exxon?
Yeah, whatever.
It wasn't in core sets, but they did do them. They have been doing them in every set since they started. Not
Yeah.
core
I
sets.
have Kaladesh that's unopened still. So,
Hey, this is a minor tangent, but I really wanted to make sure I asked about this tonight. What was the set what was the block before Battle for Zendikar? Was it Tarkir, or was it another one in the meantime?
Wasn't it?
I thought it was. I was trying to track sets back. Here's the thing. So we talked before about how I was kind of sick of seeing the Gatewatch and everything, and they said, "Oh, don't worry, we're going to scale it down." And since then, we're still, at least in the story, still seeing the Gatewatch. And I thought about it, and I'm like, it's not just that we've seen a lot of them, it's that I'm very tired of Jace.
The set right before Battle for Zendikar was Magic Origins, and before that was Dragons of Tarkir.
It was Dragons of Tarkir. Thank you. So, if for anyone else that's feeling a bit of Jace fatigue, I want you to think about this. So, Jace looks like he's at least story-wise going to be involved in Dominaria, from where the very last part of Rivals of Ixalan, the last story, has him planeswalking to meet Gideon on Dominaria. But so Jace, and then Jace was in Ixalan, and Jace was in Amonkhet block, and Jace was in Kaladesh block, and Jace was in Shadows over Innistrad, and Jace was in Battle for Zendikar block. So it's not just that we've seen a lot of the Gatewatch, it's that we can't get away from Jace. And
Well, he's the Mickey Mouse.
but
He's
you
the Bugs
had-
Bunny.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you had Jace that was Detective.
Let's give him a
Jace. Now
break.
you've had Amnesiac Beach Bum Jace.
I will-
And this is going to be nostalgic, walk through time Jace.
Well,
They're all different Jaces.
if I'm being
Buy all our
completely fair,
playsets and toys.
but if I'm being completely honest, I really liked actually what they did with him in Ixalan, and as of this point, he's actually unlocked all of the memories that were shut away from his childhood. So he's actually now got more access to his personality than he's ever had, and I am curious to see where they go with that. But my God, as I've said before, one of the great things about Magic is when you focus on the planeswalkers in the post-mending world, you have this giant library of people, and we can go see what anybody's doing. And Jace is just here going, "Hey," like all the time, and I'm like, "Jace, just sit down for a while." So anyway,
But that's because Jace is the planeswalker that identifies best with most of their demographic.
Yeah, the obnoxious white guy.
yes, I know. For anyone that feels like they're doing too much representation, well,
Then there's
Yeah.
Jace.
then there's Chase. I'm just saying, I could stand with the little. We need to go our separate ways for a little while, okay? Jace, just take a chill.
Now, I do want
Take a
to
break.
point out, wait, shut up. Was Jace on Kaladesh at all?
Yeah,
Okay.
He wasn't one of the main. He was definitely a side character.
Oh, okay. So look at that. He was a side character. What about Tarkir?
he
Oh,
was
wait.
not on Tarkir, and that's what I was
No.
saying. That was the last time we didn't.
Okay, he
have
wasn't here.
Jace.
That was really just Sarkhan wandering around, and we also saw Soren and Narset in the periphery, and Ugin.
And then in Shadows, he was the main character.
Yeah,
And then
Detective
in-
Jace.
Yeah, that was Jace Noir.
yeah.
And then Kaladesh, he was a side character.
In Battle for Zendikar, he was pretty.
Yeah, he was one of the main characters.
Yeah.
He was
where
one of the main
where was he
characters.
for Amonkhet?
He was front and center
But the
for
rest
that
of the group,
too.
all 5 of them were there. Yeah,
Yeah,
but Gideon was more of the main character, Amonkhet, I think,
Oh, okay.
because of his story with
with the gods.
actually going through the trials and becoming disillusioned by the way the gods were.
It
Yeah.
sounds like, just looking since Magic Origins, he's been part of the group, like not the main character, part of the group, and then the main character, and then side character, and then part of the group, and then main character again. But because Brian hates him so much, he's like always the main character, and Brian's sick of him. I deal with this with clues too. So I've have to hear this twice a week. Like
I think I don't even hate him. I like him a lot more at the end of Ixalan than I have in a long time. But when we have this great variety of people, I want to see people kind of come and go, and he just won't go. He's always there. So, but anyway, I've taken a lot of time with this. I was like, wait a minute, when's the last time we didn't have Jace? And it's Tarkir, which, ladies and gentlemen, that feels like it was a while ago at this point. So
Tarkir.
Yeah, I think I actually opened my boxes of Tarkir.
Hans was in 2014 and Dragons finished up in 2015.
Yeah, so 3 years or so, and with 2 blocks a year now, since then, that's 6 blocks. 6 blocks of JC goodness. All right. So,
all right,
give me a land that may or may not be connected. No, I'm kidding. Just give me a land.
Wandering Fulminade.
I was going to make a joke about Jace, and I didn't want it to
That's
actually.
Not a card.
Wandering Fulminade. Yes, it is. It's a red-blue land.
Well,
it's a creature land.
You know, once you restated it, yeah.
Fulminade or whatever it was,
yeah.
I realized I was going to make a Jace joke in there, and I realized I was going to do it in such a way that you're actually going to be like, a land that doesn't involve Jace? What's a land that doesn't involve
Mountain?
Jace?
Ha!
All of them?
No, he's been there, so...
Oh, yeah, he was on the Ixalan Basic Lands, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. All right. So we're not here all night, just like most of the night. I need a red non-aura enchantment.
No, that undoes the one that's in front of me.
There you go.
Form of the dinosaur.
There you go.
That is technically not an aura, is it? It's like, it wants to be almost.
Yeah, because it's not an enchant player, right?
Nope.
It just basically does enchant the player.
Dark, can you say the name of the card again?
Form of the dinosaur.
See, the way he says it at the end with the dinosaur, I almost hear like Mr. DNA.
Are you saying I have a southern twang?
Like, it's not really in your face, but almost at the end, it's Mr. DNA from Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Bingo!
It was
we got ourselves a dinosaur.
He spared no expense.
Maybe he was just a fan of Tolkien. Because, you know, the way that Tolkien pronounced SAU was Sau. That's why it's Sauron, not Sauron.
Sauron and Saruman? Sauron?
No, Saruman was SAR, but
okay.
The SAU is always Sau in
Sauron.
In Tolkien stuff.
It's so wrong.
Whoa, was that Christopher Lee?
It was.
Welcome to our show.
Reaching us from beyond the veil. So
wow,
yeah, Christopher Lee did die, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, unfortunately.
Oh,
no, sad.
Me too.
Well, on that note, I need a Praetor.
No.
Actually, that has nothing to do with Christopher Lee. What now?
Eben?
What?
The Eben Praetor.
Oh.
Is that actually a Praetor?
I mean, it's in its name.
I don't know.
I think you should count it.
It is an Avatar Praetor. All right, Mr. Bunny Man. Here we go. It's not actually the bunny though, right? So
right.
Here I thought I was going to get one of the legendary guys from, New Phyrexia, but hey, this is why they're open.
Oh no, New Phyrexia never existed.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I'm a Mirrodin. I'm a new Mirrodin kind of guy. I'm
Mirrodin pure. Okay.
I'm anti-Phyrexian. So
make Mirrodin great again. So
yes, make Mirrodin great again. I have revisionist history. Phyrexians are fake news.
Oh man, so topical. All right.
When the Mirrans rebuild, it's going to be huge.
We're going to make the Phyrexians pay for the wall?
Absolutely.
Okay. Back to the Mad Lib.
I feel like we could do this all night.
Let's not, though.
Alien invaders to go.
People are always complimenting me on the quality of my Darksteel.
Right then. All right. Before we lose control of this completely.
Too late.
Oh my god.
See, now I just want to see Jingataxius with that hair. I need a. All the jokes keep coming, and I'm not saying half of them. Be glad. I need a white sorcery, please.
Sorry, I had to tweet that last line from Mike there. Urza's Ruinous Blast.
That is a cool card. Dark, nice. Have you seen that one?
Mm-hmm. It looks like Urza is like some, or whatever it is it looks like that they're on the as tall as the planet, like the thing from what's the giant from the Earth Stood Still, or like it's just a giant golem.
The day the Earth stood still with Keanu Reeves.
It's a giant thing because it looks like it's on the planet's surface.
All I can think of is Galacticus now.
Oh, it could look like it does look kind of like Galactus about to feed.
Yeah. Mike, what does this represent from Dominaria's history?
This represents Urza activating the Golgothian Silex and ending the Brothers' War and initiating the Ice Age. I think we discussed this.
We did.
We did.
When Dirk wasn't here. Yeah.
But Dirk wasn't here, so.
Yeah, but all the listeners were, so let's keep moving.
All right. Well, on that note, I need a green creature with flying.
No such thing.
Not
all right then. Yeah. Poor Whippoorwill.
Killer bees.
Oh,
Killer
yeah, there we
bees.
go.
Killer bees.
I was
Not
thinking
the bees. Not the bees. I gotta agree with Nicolas Cage on this one. I'm not a big fan of bees.
Yeah, we know. Bees have
All
a
right.
thing against Brian.
They do. I think they're unionizing. I need an elf.
Quick, call Elon Musk. He'll shut that down. Lenore elves, because topical.
I was going to go Nissa.
Boo.
All I
She's
know
an
about
elf?
Boo.
all I know about Elon Musk's father is that apparently he married his stepdaughter. And apparently Elon Musk's dad is really kind of
Messed up?
That came
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Well, somebody said Elon Musk, so I am here for tangents and whatnot. But if we want to stick with it, I need a non-elf green creature.
Those don't exist.
Pull up my paper.
Killer bees. No,
Let's
wait.
go with Copper Hoof Vorax. Vorak.
He is the Vorax. He speaks for the greens.
So is it Vorak or Vorax?
Vorak.
Vorak.
Isn't the Vorax like a Dr. Seuss guy?
That's
or...
the Lorax, but yeah, that was the
Okay.
joke. Good job.
Well, I never saw the movie. Didn't it have Danny DeVito or something?
Oh, God. Just give us the next one. Just give us the
Okay. I need a clan from Tarkir.
Jeskai.
That's the one I was about to say.
Good for you. All right, I'm
No
gonna
longer
go.
a clan. They're now a color combination.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you the next three in a row, just because I think it might put things into perspective. I'm gonna need a cat. I'm gonna need another cat, and then I'm gonna need a bear.
I almost
Cheshire?
named a Hearthstone card.
Blade of the Sixth Pride.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Blade.
9.5 tails. 8.5 tails.
That's not a cat. That was a fox.
Yeah, 8.5 tails is fox.
Oh.
Oh,
They all look the same to me.
Blade of the what? I hadn't finished right. Blade of the what?
The Sixth Pride.
Six, and then somebody's yelling out 9.5, 8.5, and I'm
Blade of the 8.5 tails was the.
what? So I still need another cat and then a bear.
So I know what you're going for, but I can't think of any freaking tigers.
Jadadet, right? He's the guy from Legends.
Jedid O'Janin.
Jedid O'Janin.
Jedid O'Janin.
Yep. And then what's the party bear? What's the one that's raising the roof? That
Bear Cub?
Forest Bear.
Forest bear.
Forest
Yeah.
Bear, yes.
All right,
Raising the
listeners.
roof?
If you're anywhere near like your phone or the internet, go to Gatherer and look up Forest Bear.
And actually, you can just Google now. Google is integrated with Gatherer pretty closely. So if you put it Forest Bear MTG, guarantee
Oh, really?
it'll pop
I
up.
dropped it in
Yeah.
the chat. for
Oh,
you guys.
he's all like putting his hands up in the air like he just doesn't care.
He does not care. He's
And
he's the party
totally
bear.
raising the
Cares
roof.
not, does he?
This was for John Balduvian Bears on Twitter.
Fish and bear paws. One can't have both. I don't get it. Like, are they saying that if you give a fish to a bear, he'll eat it? I don't. Fish and bear paws. One can't have both. Why not?
It's
Why-
it's one of those dumb sayings like you can't have your cake and eat it too. Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
and
That's the
I've
whole point of
never
cake.
understood. Yeah, like who? What? Yes, I finally got this cake. Now I never have to. I can just stare at it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you eat the cake, it's gone forever. You don't have it.
Sounded like something from Can Has Cheeseburger.
I still don't get the fish and bear paws thing, but maybe this isn't for me. I'm not in the right demographic, so
Clear.
You're a lawyer. It is not for you.
I'm representing the Bears now. Jeez, come on.
Party Bear is not amused by your shenanigans.
I need a creature with flash.
Teferi.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Mage of Sulfur.
The
creature
one
one.
from,
The creature, yes.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant. I just wanted the name.
Well,
Made.
you're asking me to draw from like things that I might know.
How do you spell Zephyr or whatever?
Zolfir.
Zhalfir.
Did you do that from memory?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've established I have very little memory.
I also have just read Zhalfir and Void like 5 minutes ago, so it's still fresh.
But
yeah, I would have been able to do that from memory anyway.
Okay, cool.
Would you listen to a podcast of Brian and Eric trying to pronounce and remember card names?
Send us an email.
I would listen to that as a one-shot. I'm not gonna lie.
Because I know I'm terrible at pronouncing things. Dirk, you doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure.
I've just stopped caring.
Is there anything else in here we need to talk about as far as Dominaria goes?
I feel like we covered a lot. I really think
Hexproof from Black?
Yeah.
There's Eric.
We talked about that last week, but yeah. Like fixed, not dumb protection.
Well, not confusing protection.
And not overpowered protection.
Yes.
Wow.
Clean protection.
Clean would be a single keyword, like protection.
Yeah, with 4 different meanings that are not intuitive whatsoever.
The card that I saw here that really made me go, was actually an uncommon. It's the Merfolk Trickster. For 2 blue, it's a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. It's uncommon. It has Flash.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah. And when it enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. It loses all abilities until end of turn, which I think anytime I see this, it makes me go, I see something like this. It's a 2-drop Merfolk, a bear Merfolk. I wonder if maybe it could have a place in Modern. But also for limited, how great a combat trick is this? I attack with my 3/3. Oh yeah, well I'll block with my 3/3 with first strike. Flashes out. Oh, it doesn't have first strike anymore.
That's a humbling experience for the 3/3 or first strike.
I see what you did there, but it's not a 1/1 at least.
True.
Jeez.
And of course, you can also just play this pre-combat, tap down a blocker, a potential blocker, something like that. So I like it. Do you guys like it? Is it good? Yeah. Is it not good? And it's a wizard, so it actually interacts with Wizard's Retort and Wizard's Lightning.
I was just looking at those two.
Were you now?
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty neat. There was an article on the main page or the mothership about them, about how the flavor text actually explains the beginnings of the study of magic on Dominaria.
Yeah.
Wizard's Lightning, the flavor text is, the study of magic began when the first mage taught herself to throw lightning. This is attributed to Naban, Dean of Iteration.
Yeah, and the picture's a dude.
And apparently the picture's a dude. And the...
Can you tell?
Yes, actually, when you zoom in the picture, you can. I only know this because Cube April on Twitter brought up the fact that the lightning bolt picture has flavor text from a dude, but the picture's a girl. So it's almost like they got the picture back in the stuff backwards, which is kind of cool with a nostalgia set. So anyway.
Yeah. But then Wizard's Retort flavor text is, the second mage learned to dissipate blasts of lightning, threat and response. Thus did the study of magic progress.
Which feels very meta, because threats and responses are how a lot of professional Magic players learn to coin some of the ways that you look at deck construction, which is more strong in the current environment, threats or answers. So
it's also a primary axis of the blue-red, conflict.
Yeah.
Also true.
And
what do these spells actually do?
So Wizard's Lightning is a 2 and a red lightning bolt, but it costs 2 less if you control a wizard. And Wizard's Retort is a cancel that costs 1 less if you control a wizard. So it turns into a counterspell.
I was telling Chewy before we got started, and Eric and Dark, because Mike was late, like really late, that it took me way too long to actually realize that these wizards, when they're out, are actually casting Lightning Bolt and Counterspell, which were both in Alpha, i.e. the beginning set of Magic. So it took me too long to realize that. I was disappointed in myself. I saw it and I was like, okay, they're cool and they get a cost reduction. And later I was like, wait a minute, they actually turn into these iconic spells.
And they require wizards. Who makes magic?
I didn't quite go that
guys in
far.
Seattle.
Yeah, well, I think they're in Renton, but whatever.
Close enough.
So yeah, it works on so many levels. I love it.
Yeah.
Wizard's Retort makes me think of course, Stoic Rebuttal, and it makes me think of a neat little point of trivia about Stoic Rebuttal. So that was one where it was a cancel. It was one blue counter target spell, but it had a Metalcraft ability. It cost 1 less to cast if you control 3 or more artifacts. But the Portuguese version of the card, this is what its rules text was. Metalcraft, Stoic Rebuttal costs 1 less to cast if you control 3 or more artifacts.
Wait.
What am I not catching here?
That's all it said.
Oh, it didn't actually say what the card did. Woo!
Okay, hang on. Stoic.
I can up my storm count. Yes.
Stoic Rebuttal. Which of these is... What did you say?
Portuguese. I'm pretty sure.
Which of these is Portuguese?
The one with the Portuguese flag.
Which one's the Portuguese flag?
We are so
flag of Spain, I think.
We are so xenomorphic on this show.
Portugal flag. Xenomorphic. Yeah. Oh, that one. Okay.
Xenophobic. Oh, jeez.
Oh, I thought you did that on purpose.
What?
Oh my god! It does only have the metal line on it. Here I found it on magiccards.info.
Great way to up your storm count, yo.
That's great. It just costs less.
Okay, well, speaking of costing less, I need a card with Splice.
No, that's too easy. Well, no one don't say anything, so Glacial Ray.
I was going to ask...
Yeah, I was trying not to say Glacial Ray, but...
I couldn't think of another one quick enough.
That's the one that everybody, at least in our group, thinks of. So, you know what I really thought was cool about the instants and sorceries that dealt damage in Kamigawa was, especially the ones that were arcane, actually had the spirits using freezing cold attacks, because in most red spells it's fire, it's lightning, it's heat, and here because the spirits are from the other side, it's actually cold, it's biting freezing cold, and I just thought that was a really interesting reversal.
I don't think it had anything to do with them being from the other side. I think it just wanted them to... They wanted to try something different.
Well, there was also like mountain magic, because there was also humans who did the same thing, like Kumano's folks who lived up in the mountains.
Okay. I thought it was more the fact that they... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, the Aki did use fire, because goblins love fire. They're just like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the ice was just the mountain magic.
Okay. I thought it was more to the fact that arcane spells were supposed to be, incomprehensible to humans, so everything's kind of flipped on its head. But that's
there was that.
It was just a flavor in Kamigawa thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there was that shaman who used ice magic, and what she cost like 4 for a 1/2, and she could ping, but then if it died, it was exiled. Am I thinking of the right thing?
I think you are. I think I can see it in my head. So, but yeah, that's cool. I just I like the different take on it. So. All right, I need a slug creature.
Spitting.
Oh.
There were, I wanted to make sure there were so many. I was wondering if anybody would come up with something other than spitting slug. But
spitting slug is a juvenile joke. Of course, I'm going to come up with it first.
I think I did a gather search, and there's like 11 slugs, which is at least 10 more than I thought there might be. I also wanted to make sure slug wasn't actually, just beasts and they're just included. But slug is an actual creature type, and there are 7. There's 7. I thought there were 11.
Nope, it's not.
What were we thinking?
Thermopod.
But it does include the rocket-powered turbo slug.
Oh yeah, Molder slug. That's the one I pictured in my head.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm thinking of the Mirrodin green one that destroys artifacts, right?
Yeah, that's the Molder slug.
Yeah, Molder slug.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
So I had that in my head. But the card that came out was some crested slagworm, because slug, but same block, right?
Sounds like it.
Not crested. Slag.
Plated slagworm.
Plated slagworm.
Oh, or it had troll shroud. Or, hex-proof, as they call it these days.
Hex-proof from everything.
All right. Okay, this one might be a little trickier. I'm looking for a card, any kind of card, but you need to have at least 3 females in the art of any species.
I mean, I've got one, but that's way too easy.
Who's in the background of Cathartic Reunion?
I have no idea.
Cathartic.
That definitely has 2.
Is there?
I don't see it. How do you spell cathartic?
God. CATH. That should get it for you.
No, that comes with a lot of cathedral type stuff.
Oh,
and Cathar's Crusade.
ARTIC. Now that'll get it.
Oh, there we go. Cathartic Reunion. Okay.
I can't tell if that's a female person in the background or not.
I think there's a female person, and you've got at least the other 2 in the foreground. So Cathartic Reunion.
I wanted to do the Fates one or whatever. I think from that's what I was thinking of.
What now?
3 Fates or something.
Oh, the legendary creature from Theros. That's the Fates.
Yeah.
I have a EDH deck built around that.
The first one that I thought of was Sisters of the Stone Death.
That's a good one. That's nice one.
And that's the one I said, that's too easy.
Good ones here. So I'm going to go with Cathartic. I think that's my problem. Is I thought there was a D in there. Cathartic Reunion, just because that was the first one we actually got the name out for. But
nice.
Props to all you guys. Dirk, did you have one?
Nope.
Okay. Just make
Dirk's like, I don't look
I'm
at
just
pictures.
looking at them, like, I'm going through.
Well, maybe Dirk can give me a black aura.
Let's see. Black aura. Nope, all I got are enchantments.
Okay.
I don't know if any of these are
enfeeble
auras.
Enfeeble?
Enfeeble. Is it enfeeble or enfeeblement?
I think it's enfeeblement. Because enfeeble would be a spell.
I believe enfeeble is like an instant or a sorcery. Probably an instant.
And
I don't even know if it exists.
It's enfeeblement. Yeah. Perhaps that's one that wizards will get to. Eventually they'll run out of English words, so.
No.
All I see is enfeeblement.
Yeah. I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
All right. I need a keyword.
Madness.
Worst strike. Wait, no.
I feel like I should make a Sparta joke, but
No, this is Patrick.
All right, I
apologize for that. What do you need?
What?
I need a Gideon.
You need a Gideon?
I need a Gideon.
This is the only time we're ever going to hear Brian say this.
All I can think of is, I need a man.
I was thinking, I need a hero.
I'm old enough for a hero.
And yet we still have not named a Gideon.
No, still not.
How
Getting
about
an ally of Zendikar.
Okay, sure. I was gonna say, how about Kithian, whatever his name is, but I like yours too. Yours is fine.
Thank you for preventing me from saying Jura.
Yeah, the original dude bro one back when he was just a white dude with long hair.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro. Yeah.
Raw.
Give me an equipment.
Sword of Fire and Ice.
On Warhammer.
That was pretty much simultaneous, but I think Eric was a little louder, so there we go.
Go with Dirk's, because I've said a lot.
Loxodon, Warhammer, Loxodon.
Warham and cheese it is.
Warhammer.
The Loxodon hand warmer.
Loxodon hand warmer?
Keep those elephant feet nice and
That
cool.
would be an amazing artifact in equipment.
Oh my god.
It's really
Gives
cool
your dude
nights.
fire breathing.
He goes, and then flames shoot out.
See, I kind of picture Loxodon hand warmer as something that you see for sale at like 2 a.m. on on cable channel like 512. So, all right, now I need a bad equipment card.
It's Loxodon
Sword of Fire and Ice. Not joking. No.
Let's see, a bad one.
Oh, you mean bad like Umazada Jite, which is like bad because it's like costed.
You may use any form of. I'm putting it out there, but unlike others where I'm like I need.
Okay, well after Mike gives his, I have a suggestion for what it could have been, but I get the feeling that the one Mike is thinking of is better, but I can't think of what it's called.
It's that truly completely horrible one where you have to tap the creature and return the equipment to your hand to do like.
Like a point of damage.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's.
Isn't it like a bow or something from Kamigawa?
Yeah. No, it's some kind of thrown weapon.
A throwing star?
No, that was from.
Was it in?
Was it the Shuriken?
Was it Trident?
No, was it in the Theros or Zendikar? What am I thinking of?
I know the one you're talking about.
I ended up with like 8 of them, not on purpose. I'm like, why? Bouncing blade? That's not right.
Okay. Type.
I'm gonna do
equipment.
Subtype equipment and rules text return, and we'll see if that returns 9 cards. Batterskull, which it's not. Nim Deathmantle, Oathkeeper, Razor Boomerang for 3 mana and an equip cost of 2. Equipped creature has tap, unattached Razor Boomerang. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Return Razor Boomerang to its owner's hand. It costs.
I'm sorry, Mike. You have overshot. That's not bad. That's horrendous.
Yeah. That's absolutely miserable.
Razor Boomerang it is. But what was your suggestion, Chewy?
I was going to suggest one that the general Magic playing public was wrong about when it was revealed, the Sword of Body and Mind.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Because people were like, this one sucks. And then there was the Sword of War and Peace, which even more people were like, this one sucks. And turns out they're all dumb.
Yeah. If it has sword at the front, sword of something, it's probably just busted.
Caldera.
Oh.
Still pretty good. What, +5/+5? Yeah.
And if it damages a thing, then that thing goes away forever?
Well, if it didn't already die.
True.
All right. You guys okay to keep going?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Is there more Dominaria we need to...
There's a couple red sagas that I don't know that we've talked about.
Oh, yeah. We didn't talk about the first eruption.
We didn't talk. We have talked about Flame of Keld. We haven't talked about First Eruption, and I think Eric likes the First Eruption. So,
I have to say first I want to talk about First Eruption's art, because if you can see a high resolution of that, it looks like it's a tapestry, which it's supposed to be a tapestry. So that's really cool. Except it was painted with oil paints. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So find a high res picture out there. It's on Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's probably on my Twitter too.
I think it's on the mothership too.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I will. I will put this in the show notes if I can remember.
So props to artist guy whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce because I respect you too much.
Steven Belladin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also small and I don't have my glasses on, so.
There's your problem.
Yeah, probably. I'm old. So yeah. So First Eruption, it costs 2 and red, and at 1. First Eruption deals 1 damage to each creature without flying. At 2, you add 2 red mana. It seems really weird not to have to your mana pool in that. I'm just saying. And then 3, sacrifice a mountain. If you do, the First Eruption deals 3 damage to each creature.
Boom.
That's a nice little package for 3 mana.
It's very flavorful.
Yes. And the art, once again, spectacular. But I think you can say it about almost all the Saga arts.
Mm-hmm.
At least all the ones they've shown so far.
Yeah, somebody on Twitter, I forget who, said that this was a win. Like, Sagas were a win because in most places, the art was being talked about before the card on all of these. Because the art on all of these is so sick.
Yeah.
It was one of those Vorthos people.
I don't even think it was, though.
No, I think it was not like someone with Vorthos in their name, but I think someone who's like, or maybe that's just where I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, it was Charles. Charles Featherer. He's a judge. He's also Dr. Judge at the Un-events. You guys remember him? Or remember that?
Nope.
No, you guys don't. I forget you guys don't pay attention to the internet. Dr. Judge, by the way, is coming back. He'll be at the Invitational at SCGCon on, I think, the Friday. He's the head judge. So, there you go. But he's MTG Dad on Twitter. He's Charles. He's a level 1.
Oh, okay.
He's awesome. And yeah, he tweeted earlier today, Dominaria alt win con achieved. I see as many people talking about art instead of card mechanics, and with the Sagas, the love for the art precedes discussion about what the card does almost every time. Oh, that gets a retweet.
All right, let's keep moving. I'm gonna need a pirate.
R.
I almost said Patches. I actually saw Patches, you guys. Like someone played Patches against me after the nerf. I was like, what? Anyway, Magic Podcast.
I heard
Daredevil.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I heard a joke, and I didn't make this. I heard this on the internet. I don't know who. I forget who to attribute this to. But
I heard this too. If this is the one I'm checking.
Patches walks into a bar. Ben Brode is behind the bar. Patches walks up and says, "How much for a beer?" And Ben Brode says, "For you, no charge."
Wah wah. For those that don't know, Patches is a Hearthstone card that was recently nerfed to remove the equivalent of haste from it. And Ben Brode is Hearthstone's Mark Rosewater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very jovial fellow from what I've seen. You don't ever see him.
That would be Mark Rosewater, yes.
Except he's like a big, like scary lumberjack manly teddy bear of a man instead of a
that
Rosewater.
Is not Mark Rosewater. Yeah.
Although apparently they both wear lots of flannel, so apparently that's a secret to card design.
That's why I haven't started my own.
Want to be a designer? Wear flannel.
I wonder how Mark Rosewater feels about Roseanne being back in the air.
I think he doesn't care.
I was wondering that.
See, everybody laughs, but Mike's there, right there with me. So, have I gotten a pirate yet? I don't think I have.
Yeah, you
yes,
said Direfleet Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it after all the patches. Direfleet Daredevil?
It was before all the patches, I think. Direfleet Daredevil is the of the red Snapcaster, right?
Yes.
Thought so.
All right. I need a pilot.
A pilot?
A pilot, not a pirate, a pilot. I already needed my pilot, now I got a pilot. I mean, I already got my pirate, now I need a pilot.
DePauli, is that her name?
DePaula.
DePaula?
Yeah, DePaula. Pilot Exemplar, is that her full name?
Maybe?
DePaul?
Pilot Exemplar. Very good. Can you guys hear me typing?
No.
I'm trying to be quick. Okay.
I'm proud of
it. I need the title that is the back half of a double face card.
Oh, I have some of those right by me here.
I don't know any of the names of double face cards.
It's Mayor of Averback.
Yeah, what's his backside called though?
I can't remember.
Like I actually was just thinking of Mayor of Averbrook.
Bearer of Overwhelming Truths. He doesn't have a title. Damn it.
What?
The back
half of a dude. So Daring Sleuth is the front, and Bearer of Overwhelming Truths is the back.
All right, Bearer of Overwhelming Truths is what we'll take for reference. Howlpack Alpha is the mayor of Avalor.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean,
Once again, that card was in the window, but cards that I have near me. Yeah.
So it was the bearer of what kind of truths? Bearer of
overwhelming.
Over like how this conversation makes me. Bearer of overwhelming.
Yeah. So the front half was when you sacrifice a clue, a transformed Daring Sleuth. He was a 2/1 for 2, and he turns into a 3/2 with prowess. And whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you investigate.
Okay. I need a black aura.
Another black aura.
Why isn't there a Black Hole Sun card? I'm just saying.
Won't you come?
Merciless Eviction would be that one. That's the only one of those I can think of.
Oh,
but
that kind of is, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus, Mike. Yeah. Just blow my freaking mind, why don't you? Quick, find me a Spoon Man.
Why isn't there one of these cards? Mike's like, sure there is.
I mean, has Feast of the Unicorn been used yet this episode?
It has not
yet.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Feast of the Unicorn.
Delicious. I think that's what Mom's going to make for Easter dinner, actually.
Unicorn?
A feast.
Oh, okay.
Now, is Feast of the Unicorn...
Yeah.
what the unicorn would eat?
No, that would be Feast for the Unicorn.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I saw on Twitter, like, someone tweeted this Squirrel Girl comic where she's talking to the rhino as they're both falling or whatever, and she ends up calling him a unicorn. And he's like, his like mind is blown. He's like, whoa.
I need a non-blue instant, if there is such a thing.
Yes, clip wings.
Eric's like, on it.
Clip
Once
wing.
again, from the pile of cards I had near me.
All right. Well, does your pile of cards have a step or phase of the turn?
Mike's turn.
No.
Mike's
here now.
You've
Sounds
already
like
said.
work to me. Maybe
You've already
upkeep.
said draw steps, so upkeep is fine.
This is like Eric does Mad Libs. Woohoo!
I need an artifact that looks like a vehicle but does not actually have the type vehicle.
Predator flagship.
There you go.
Oh, I was gonna go with Goblin Doom Buggy or whatever the hell that thing is.
That's too slow. I was going to say Keldon Battle Wagon.
What about Battle Squadron? That one looks like a freaking vehicle.
It's not an artifact, though.
Oh, that's true. He did say artifact. Curses.
I did.
That's why I didn't say Vidalian War Machine.
That's what I was thinking of.
You got to pay attention. And now I'm going to ask for a soft counterspell.
Ooh.
Power Sync?
Does that count? I don't know.
Yeah, it's...
No, don't you? Oh, yeah, because you can pay X, and X can be any amount. Doesn't have to. They can still pay it.
There
Yeah,
you
if
go.
you're actually able to pay it, then it doesn't wreck your whole deal. But if you don't pay it, it does.
But I
wreck
tap
your
all my
whole deal.
mana, and I've been saving it, and you tap your mana to cast the thing, so I always win.
Okay. I need a card from New Phyrexia. Sorry, I realized. Yeah. When you mentioned that you were, all about Mirrored and Pure, I was like, oh, just wait. But
Karn?
Karn Liberated?
Yeah.
Karn Liberated.
I was going to say Pristine Talisman because it's the only card in Mirrored and Pure.
Oh, we shouldn't have gone so quickly.
All right. Now listen closely. I need a sexy planeswalker. And that planeswalker can be either gender or Ashiok if you're really into that. But you need to be able to back it up. So
I do not find Ashiok sexy. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
After an earlier conversation, we sort of have to. Gideon Jura.
That's what I was thinking the same thing.
There you go.
Because, damn.
You saved me from any Steve Argyle picture, so you're good.
Also, that's back when he was just a boring white dude with long hair. He's probably sexier now.
Yeah.
But I can't.
He's sexy and he knows it.
Yeah, see, exactly. He didn't know it back then. Or I actually think it's the other way around. When he was a lame white dude, he's like, yeah, I'm hot.
All right. I need a cog artifact.
Conjurer's Bauble.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
I need a plane on which you yourself wouldn't mind living. So probably not, Ogrotha, unless you're really into that sort of thing.
Seems nice and rustic.
Nice and rustic.
Bant.
Sure, we'll accept that, I guess.
Yeah, it was basically a plane.
And then everybody else started moving in,
There goes the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood. We've got their kind moving in now. Those
what in the hell is wrong with us this episode?
I don't know.
Eric, it's got to be you, man. You bring the worst out in us.
Absolutely take responsibility for that, no problem.
I need a red card on which the word damage does not appear.
Senseless Rage. Go with Dirk's.
What did Dirk say?
I said, is that even possible?
Oh, okay.
Senseless Rage. Once again, from the stack of cards near me.
And it does not have the word damage on it, so.
No. It does have madness, though. It's madness, I say. No damage.
I need a black aura.
You and the damn black auras. I need to pull up an advanced search with just black auras in it.
So many.
And why's it got to be black?
Oh,
Because
come
he
on,
hates the white man.
Wait, who hates Gideon? I had to step away for a second.
Brian. It's his darn black
Dead
auras.
Man's Chest.
Dead Man's.
Do that one?
No, not yet. Dead Man's Chest.
That's a good one.
Okay, I've pulled up all the black auras now, so I'm set.
Well, you'll be happy to know. You'll be happy to know I don't actually ask for any more. But
Again.
I do need
Jesus.
a trap, instant, or sorcery.
Pitfall Trap.
Pitfall Trap.
Wait. Is that?
Doesn't it?
That's an artifact.
Oh, that's an artifact.
Yeah, I was going to say that's...
It has trap in its name.
No, Pitfall Trap is an instant.
Is it trap?
It's a white instant.
It's a white instant.
What's the one I'm thinking of then?
Oh,
I don't-
Pit Trap is an artifact.
Oh, Pit Trap. Okay.
Pitfall Trap, which is what Eric said.
I
is
was
an
playing
instant.
Magic back then.
I was too.
All right. Hey, Dirk, I need a green or blue enchantment.
Let's go with Doubling Season.
Ooh, good one.
Not Haunted of Seeing Winds.
I know, right? What?
I know that was sort of a hint, or wink, wink, wink my way, wasn't it?
He did not. I said,
Did
hey,
not pick
Dirk.
it
He didn't pick it. All right. Okay, I don't even know what world we're even living in anymore. I need a sorcery with epic.
Oh, what
Let's
is
say
mine?
Dirk.
Is it the snake one? Is the swarm of snakes or
Endless Swarm?
endless? Was that the name of it?
Maybe.
I think.
And
Yeah.
Yes, Endless Swarm.
Yes.
I'm not really supposed to participate, but clearly that's what he was asking about. Yeah, for 5 and 3 green, make a 1/1 snake creature token for each card in your hand, and epic.
And since you aren't playing cards anymore, that number's going to go up.
Yep. So I need a sacrifice outlet. Can be any kind of card, but it needs to be a sacrifice outlet.
Blood Artist.
Boo.
What do you mean, boo?
Does
love
Blood
that card.
Artist actually?
Actually, no, it doesn't, does it?
No.
Is it?
It triggers off of it, but it doesn't actually.
In that case, Lord of the Pit.
That is an OG sacrifice outlet. Lord.
I was playing back then.
Oh, the pit. So I hear. I need an insect creature. Spiders are not insects.
Deadly insect.
So deadly, though.
Xanthic Thorm? It's a swarm?
Well,
He
Mike
said
already
deadly
said-
insect.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually a creature. Like Mike isn't just saying it's got to be deadly. It's actually a creature.
Hey, I'll chime in. You can determine whether I'm valid or not. That's fine. I know my role. My role is to shout out card names. Your role is to determine if they're right or not.
And you're wrong. I mean, wait, what? I need a plant creature.
I want to say carnivorous plant.
I mean, you just did, didn't you? It's sort of like deadly insect.
Carnivorous plant, huh?
Yep.
I'm not sure if it is.
Isn't that like
Yeah, it's plant wall.
a vanilla 4/5 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Vanilla 4/5 from Legends.
Well, it has defender.
Yes.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it used to be.
Oh.
Because it was a wall.
It just used to be a wall, but it is now a plant wall.
Nice.
I need a card that uses or requires quest counters.
Mike.
Quest for Ola's Temple, I guess is what I'm supposed to say.
I mean, there's lots, but that seems to be what they want.
The public demands it.
And by they, I mean Chewy.
Hi.
I need a non-basic planes.
Secret Foundry.
Okay, that works. So is there anything else in Dominaria we just desperately wanted to talk about? Did you guys see the non-promo art for Steel Leaf Champion in the card image gallery?
Yes, I did.
As neat as that is, I really want to... I really prefer the promo one for once.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, we've talked about how sometimes the promos, you're just like, I like the original one better. I really do like the promo art here as well. I mean, probably a little better. Not that there's anything wrong with this one. I think you can clearly tell, though, that it's a Kavu in this art. So
it does look like a Kavu.
Hi-ho silver. All right, I'm getting down there. I need a Titan creature.
Grave. It's actually a giant, so it's not a Titan.
Oh, then that's my fault. Are the Titans actually giants?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's no Titan creature type.
Okay. Well, he got what I meant. So a Grave Titan.
Woohoo! Thank
All
you,
right.
Random Card Search.
For the very last card of the evening, I need a card. Any card.
Plain
At all.
cleansing.
How appropriate.
So just to share with you some of the things that could have shown up because they were in the stack of cards.
Actually, hold on. I'm trying. This thing is really, really, really long. I think I missed. Okay. Shoot. Hey, Chewy, you remember how you said that it's really embarrassing when you realize you missed something? Yeah,
I remember him saying that.
Yeah, actually, as a little extra thing in here that I made a note to add this in. Let's start with Chewy. Chewy, name a card you would.
Muted. What?
Chewy,
I was like talking on top of you, and I'm like, fine, just talk over me. And I look over, and I've been muted.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Yeah, you have.
idiot.
but yeah, you recall how it's kind of silly when you're like, oops, I need to go back and at least I didn't do it while I was like reading the results, but I did miss this one thing I wanted to add in. Chewy, name a card you would never play.
Oh. Actually,
Like
you know what? I'm gonna open that up to you guys. What's a card I would never play?
Haunted of Seeing Wind.
What? No, I've totally played Haunted of Seeing Wind.
Shared Fate.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that is the number one card I would never play.
Same question to Dirk.
What's a card Dirk would never play? Oh, something that kills his own library.
Yeah, or his own creature.
Yeah.
Pits of Wrath.
What's that do?
Yes, Pits of Wrath.
Yeah,
I don't know. He
Pits
might
of
try.
Wrath.
No, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
It makes his guys bigger though. So
That's Death Pit Offering.
Death Pit. Leveler.
Dirk would never play Leveler.
Dirk, look up Leveler.
I am.
And then you tell me if you would ever play that card or not.
I have played that card, so I have.
Oh, I have a foiled copy of it. I've tried to use it, but it doesn't strike
The
me as
answer is
a very...
no. I remember either getting one of these and looking and going, huh, yeah, not playing that one.
Mike, what's a card you would never play? Which,
Ooh,
kind of a hard question
Mike.
for Mike.
Mike has no shame.
Yeah,
Mike
big
allows
red
his
card, I
cards.
guess.
Mike allows his cards to beat himself up. He's in a bad relationship, abusive relationship with some of his cards.
I could see
Hey there,
Mike
Rakdos.
avoiding cards that are incredibly expensive for not very much reward.
Would you ever pay a chimney imp? I would hope not.
No.
I've played Chimney Imp before.
Well, then I think we'll have to put chimney imp for Mike, unless you can think of a better one.
Goblin Test Pilot.
Goblin. Oh yes, yes. That is yes. You were
Goblin Test
adamant.
Pilot is a horrendously, incomprehensibly awful card that no one should ever play ever. But
Yes.
it is a beautiful design, and I'm very proud of whoever designed this.
But you'll never play it
No.
ever. If you open 4 up in limited, you're going to be like, all right, I'm not in red. So
Exactly.
Goblin Test,
Okay.
just for those of you that don't know, for 1 a blue and a red, it's a 0/2 Goblin Wizard with flying. That says, tap, Goblin Test Pilot deals 2 damage to target creature or player chosen at random.
which, you know, you could do it kind of like Brawl and Hearthstone, where if you play it and then they've got a lot more stuff than you, you know, the odds are you'll be nuking one of their things. But Mike just won't play it. He just hates it. I remember going over previews and he's like, this freaking card. So, but you love the design.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, it's
Eric,
great.
Eric, what's a card you would never play?
I had to think long and hard about this. I'm glad you came to me pretty close to last year because I was like, well, double face cards. I hate double face cards, except I play double face cards in limited, so that rules out all of them. So I started thinking about it, and then I went Richard Garfield, PhD. Right? Because I have to know the name of the card to be able to play it.
Oh.
and I'm, as you may have noticed, I'm not real great at that. So yeah, Richard Garfield, PhD. Okay. I like the thought of the card, but can't play it.
And then I'm not going to name this myself, but would someone care to say a card that I would never play? And I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. But
Shred Memory.
You know,
wow, that was quick.
I'll accept that with no comment. So, all right, it's gonna take me just a minute because I did this on the computer to get this where I want. So after that, I think we're pretty good. So is there anything anybody else wants to mention while I'm pulling this up?
Let's see. So reminder, we are doing a preview episode next week. We have a preview card, so that won't go up until April 9th. So on Sunday the 8th, around midnight Eastern time, it will go up, so you can check out our preview card. It'll go up on themanapool.com, and I might as well... Would I make the video public at the same time?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably do both at the same time. Anybody else want to throw anything out while Brian does this thing?
So when Brian was asking for, I was hoping Brian was going to ask for a sorcery after he went on his Jace rant, because one of the cards in my pile is gone missing. And I was going to say, well, and Brian hopes that Jace is gone missing, but so that's the end of the cards I'm going to go. So yeah.
All right. So this, I think, actually ended up being a very longer, a longer one than we anticipated.
Thank goodness we had Eric.
Yes, and Eric, I want to say thank you very much for coming and being with us today.
Oh,
hope you enjoyed it. Yes,
I have an idea actually.
Yeah, what's that?
Because the Mad Lib is the payoff. Because Mad Lib is a payoff. I want to get this in before the payoffs while people are still listening. If that's all right with you.
Get it in before the payoff.
No, I object.
Okay.
I got what you... Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So while we have a captive audience, I would like to point out that if you want to help support what I do with all of the content creation, like the 2 podcasts a week, the Manapool and Monday Night Magic. Did you know I'm on Monday Night Magic too? Hey, we've got a preview card on Monday Night Magic.
Oh yeah, you do.
It'll come out on Tuesday, April 3rd, by the way, at as close to midnight as I can manage.
I will be eagerly awaiting, although I will not be waiting up until midnight. But,
fair enough.
So that'll be Wednesday morning then?
No, or Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning. Okay.
Monday night we'll record. I'll put the episode together and it'll go up as close to midnight as I can manage.
Very nice. I anticipate enjoying it on Tuesday sometime during the day.
There you go. But anyway, so 2 podcasts a week. I've got the YouTube channel, The Manapool. I've got the Twitch stream, The Manapool. And all of that. If you want to help support what I do with that, then you should check out the Patreon at patreon.com/themanapool, where you can get Manapool episodes and YouTube videos early. You can get the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after, both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool. That is uncensored and unfiltered and generally unsafe for consumption. Unless there are things that shouldn't go out in public, like personal information that I have to edit, Brian.
Yep. Here's my social security number. Blah, 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 blah.
And I'm like, just say that while we're recording, Brian. And he goes, oh, right. Anyway. So yeah, you can get that. I've been told by the people that listen to it that it's well worth it and a lot of fun. I enjoy them.
Participated in some of those. I have to agree.
I listen to them at 1.5 speed while I'm playing Heroes of the Storm usually. So I get a different kind of enjoyment out of. And if you want, you can get the early stuff, the odds and ends, and become a lifeguard. Get it? Mana pool, lifeguard, it's funny. And see, he thought it was funny, and Eric just doesn't laugh at everything.
Well, I have drunk all the rest of my Southern Comfort, so.
Okay, maybe that was a bad example then. But if you become a lifeguard, you will get a shout out on both podcasts and get your name in the end slate for each video that goes up in each month that you support at that tier. So to that end, I would like to thank... See, I'm getting all this out before the payoff of listening to the Mad Lib. I would like to thank the following exceedingly generous lifeguards. Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Rafe Gall, Corey Cloutier, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Team U, Hellas Haryu. I really hope I'm still not screwing that up too bad. John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Brittain, Casey. Damn, that's eerie. Just as I said Casey's name, my phone lit up because she sent me a Facebook message. Damn, that's eerie. Like,
I was hoping, damn, that eerie was not one of your lifeguards.
It's like she knows. Anyway, thanks, Casey Honey. Not that she listens to the show. Nathan Hay, Danny Liao, AJ Javieras, Cody Buckawing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, Jimmy Scott, Dan Holm, Mike Miller-Burned, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. I quite literally could not do it without you. Okay, I think that's all of the stuff that I wanted a captive audience for.
Okay. Anything else we need to cover before we go ahead and get to this Mad Lib?
Actually, I kind of want to know what the title of the thing is.
Well, I know that a lot of times I say that at the front, but I think it'll make a lot more context if I give you the title at the very end.
Oh, okay.
Because it's one of these ones that actually like builds on itself. So I'm really curious if you can follow and see how these kind of things connect. Okay.
So, like, do I get a prize if I can guess the title after you're done with the Mad Lib?
You do get a prize, and the prize is to be determined at a later date.
Is it Black Aura?
It may or may not be. It may or may not be a Black Aura. Are we ready? Are we ready to do this?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
The anticipation is deafening right now.
Right? It's not just my tinnitus, right?
No.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. Here we go.